Hi guys, how are you today? I'm here today confident, focus a lot. So this is week 5 or week 6. So we're going to proceed the ASEAN politics subject. And today's topic is all about the authoritarian model, myths and reality. So take a look now. Well, today's agenda, the authoritarian model, myth and reality. Authoritarian state rules and characteristics. The politics of authoritarianism, in practice, a tale of two states. And theory, the future of authoritarianism. Well, take a look. Well, look at this authoritarian leader, Muhammad Gaddafi, has exercised absolute power in Libya since 1967. In early 2011, a mass revolt, prompted by the popular overthrow of dictator in neighboring Tunisia and Egypt, sought to bring an end to the 4 decades of autocratic rules in the country, Arab Spring. So we know what's going on and we really understand his leadership is more to authoritarian leadership style. Well, an authoritarian state. The authoritarian state is defined and described as a government in which all legitimate power rests in one person or a group of persons. So in another word, controlled by, it could be the leader itself, authoritarian leader, and could be a group of people, right? So individual rights are subordinate to the wishes of state. All means necessary are used to maintain political power. So they use misuse of power, right? Theocracy, an authoritarian state run by religious leader on the basis of a legal and moral code arising from divine revelation. So this is more to extremely support those religious leader. Yeah, you can see most of the Muslim leader, right? So Saddam Hussein, Ahmadinejad, all these people, right? So well, this is the example of authoritarian state: Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates. So we're going to proceed to the other slide. The virtues of authoritarian state. Authoritarian regime continue to be the main effective to constitutional democracy and warrant examination. And it is relatively simple as compared to democracy, no need for complex structure. It is streamlined and therefore efficient. So what is the additional features? A strong authoritarian leader can control tax, build infrastructure, raise armies, and rally the nation to support self-preservation and or expansion, right? So unlike democracy, authoritarian state can remain politically stable for extended periods regardless of economic failure. So it's just because of they have power. I'm talking about their leader. For instance, Gaddafi, it could be someone like Ahmadinejad. So authoritarian leader, they have the power to control everything in that country. It could be the people and political, they will have their own power in political, managing the politics itself, or else control the people's movement, this and that, economical aspect, right? Look here, the type of authoritarian state. Autocracy, an authoritarian state in which a single ruler has control over the government. So this is more to autocracy, yeah. the terms. We should understand what's the terms. And oligarchy is about an authoritarian state in which a group of ruling elites control the government. So there's two different things here. Autocracy, the single ruler and leader itself ruling the country. Oligarchy is about a group of people ruling the country, and the last one is junta. This is something to relate with Myanmar, this and that, those days, right? Junta generally an authoritarian state in which the military control the government. So it's easy to understand, alright? Vices of the authoritarian ruler. So a single ruler ruling elite control to the government. Tenure in office depends not on election but on might and might. Authoritarianism and dictatorship go hand in hand. Brute force is generally used to suppress oppositions to the government. Additional vices. So militaries often act as the authoritarian ruler themselves, arising the tension between government and the army force. No respect for individual rights. Authoritarianism breeds corruptions. Election when held are almost away, no fair and free. Exactly. So I think in authoritarian ruler, so we understand there's no freedom at all, right? So they will use the military mindset, leadership style, forcing people, controlling the people, right, this and that. So we can understand, right? Well, there is also the differences between authoritarian state. Yeah, what is the difference among them? Amount and method of force use, exactly. Some authoritarian leaders are heavily supported, some are not. Yeah, it could be the people who very extremely support their leader. Some are more self-restrained than others. Some authoritarian states are so extreme in their method, they are known as totalitarian state. Some are more tolerant than others. Yeah, exactly. You can see here the present and past example of authoritarian ruler. Then Saddam Hussein, Hugo Chavez, Gamal Abdel Nasser, Alexander Lukashenko, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and all these people, they are one of the authoritarian ruler those days, right? We will look to the characteristic of authoritarian state. First of all, the authoritarian ruler frequently come to power by force or violence, using the element of surprise to overthrow the government in the coup d'etat. So yeah, they will use all, I'm talking about the power by force or violence in it, to make sure that they can conquer or else to become or rule the country. So ruler do not try to control every aspect of the society and the economy, but then they still monitoring and holding the major position or else as a leader. Instead, they focus on keeping themselves in power and turning back any challenges to this status quo. So yeah, we realize that. Yeah, they will make sure that it could be coming election, it could be if there is elections, they are going to rule the country again and again, right? Authoritarian in practice, a tale of two states. So despite promising a trend towards constitutional rule in the 1990s, part of the ASEAN and sub-Saharan Africa continue to be ruled by authoritarian regimes. China, since Mao, has undergone a remarkable transformations from having a Stalinist economy to becoming the most dynamic major economy in the world. So this, you can see the differences, right? So how do the I'm talking about the China government those days, even though authoritarian, but then they changed these leadership styles to make sure that they are going to conquer the world, a giant economy in the world, right? Okay, Iran is a theocratic state with nuclear ambitions, and it is known as a sponsor of certain terrorist groups, especially in Lebanon. So exactly, yeah. So this that is the reason, yeah, or else why America feel really unhappy, or else they feel afraid with this Lebanon is just because of weapons, right? Nuclear weapons, right? Exactly. Well, China policy state government. Yeah, sorry. China police state government. Um, Only major communist state remaining robust economy was supply of cheap labor, expensive marketplace for goods and services, continue to be governed by the monolithic party state system. So we can see the what you call strength of the China. Yeah, they're remaining the ideologies, yeah, communism, and you can see vast supply of the cheap labor, sorry, and expensive marketable for goods and services. Well, they have their own strength. That's why America feel really a bit scared with their movement because of their. It could be not only about their technologies, China technologies. It's also about currencies and also economical power, right? I don't know how to relate with the COVID-19. There is a problem with United States of America and also China government, right? Authoritarian in practice, a tale of two states again. Mao in command, right? Mao Zedong was the first leader of communists in China, heavily dependent on the aid from Soviet Union in the early 1950s. After Khrushchev came to power, China pursued an independent path. Mao launched two significant campaigns. The first one is the Great Leap Forwards 1958 and Mass Line, right? We will look at this slide, the Great Leap Forwards. This is more to the Mao Zedong leadership, right? So China 5 years plan for the communist community under Mao Zedong, which began in 1958, is second 5 years plan. What happened in that movement, right? So it was to be achieved through mass mobilization, but it was really gigantic experiments that ended with the deaths of 35 million Chinese people. So objective of the Great Leap Forward to surpass Britain and US in industrial productions in 15 years. Everyone has to work to be a part of these revolutions. Private farms were taken by the state collectivism. People of China forced to work at communes, collective cooperation farm with average of 30 million per commune. In August 1958, 24,000 communes were created. Many were forced to work at factories to produce industrial products. So this is more to the Mao Zedong achievement and also plan, 5 years plan. So you can see how this Mao Zedong ideologies forcing people, giving pressure and make use of all these people's energy, and is really abuse of power, right? But then it's all about their leadership styles. Well guys, we still have, I think, almost 20 slides to go, but we should stop for a while because I'm pretty sure that you can read the slide. Try your best to read the slide. This is not a very what you call tough topic, but then it's all about authoritarian leadership style and also totalitarian leadership style. It could be something to do with the communism, this and that. But it's really interesting. Alright, so I will stop here for a while, and there should be a two video related with this authoritarian leadership style. So in between that, I'd like to just we will go through the songs. It could be various songs, English, Malay, this and that. It's just for fun. With that, syukran dan waalaikum sisi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kiasi sendiri hadapi hidup ini, susah senang diriku tak bertempat mengadu.